What?
A mythical quest to cosplay Atlanta. The Zeus will portray. Show him off with me.
Yeah, that was really strange, but we're back in the club. Getting all the kills, so the chat will show us love. Give me the big Iceman, run my top hunter. Vulcan back blast, meatball, the best gunner.
Watch DM cause the engine missed the night sky. More like you meet you, take your buffs and get your thoughts sky.
Hit him in all dress and having some fun.
Trap and make you feel crazy.
Now back to the good. Look at me now, I'm far. And I call down the thunder.
No.
And now I'm Poseidon. Got skills galore. People love to go down.
Yeah.
Got a middle red silver.
Oh god.
So many skills that cosplay. And the smile that gives star.
Yeah, always seen the skins.
Throw your thumbs in the air and say hell yeah, come on.
Nemesis.
What?
She no longer.
From the front to the back, say we build stacks, come on.
Nope.
Mr. Hi-Rez, we're really gonna need you to focus up.
Roger that, let me try with another guy.
Wait.
Give you a hero over time, and my name is still on it.
Not better.
Don't know the rest that you say in game. Keep it games, everyone is like.
Come on.
Okay, then I'm a Dragon King. I'll call is my name.
Oh god.
Then you can call me Chugga. J-Ram has to stay.
Close enough.
You healers wanna play rough? Okay, divine ruler. This is the tale of the fairy of the moon. This is the tale. Your soul laid with the J-Rabbit. Take it home. An excellent dancer, but her own voice is muted. Comebacks my playground, so check out this one. Check out this one.
Okay, turns out Todd Harris is a major cosplayer.
Smite completes me.
Yep, whatever. Okay.
Hey folks, how's everybody doing today? Awesome. My name is Tom F. Banjo. You've heard that 20,000 times this weekend. One more time doesn't hurt. And today, we're gonna do the cosplay contest, all right? There we go. So, we whittled out some of the others earlier on yesterday, and today we've got the top 3 men, the top 3 women, and maybe a special surprise. So, let's go ahead and see the first 3. We've got the men coming out, and they're going to be dressed up as, well, Mamacita, tell us who we have.
Well, we have three female,
Men and women.
Yes,
we're going to see
3
the
men
men
and women.
first.
Yes, we're going to see the males first, and they should be coming up. I can't see them. I'm sorry. I don't have my glasses with me, and I'm blind. So.
All right, so we're going to wait a little while for the men. Whenever they decide to turn up, then we'll turn up. So let's talk a little bit about what we did yesterday. We had over 30 contestants come up for the cosplay contest. A lot of cool, hard work was done by these players. And now we're going to check it out very soon as we've gotten down. So first up is one of my personal favorite hunters. We've got Ooh. Don't worry, he's got no arrows. He won't shoot you with it. He does have the axes though. Very cool detail. Next up, we have one of Zapman's favorites, Apollo. Very cool stuff. I love the instrument. I always forget what it's called. And last but not least, we have a guy that actually still gives me nightmares, Hades with the glowing eyes. That staff looks like it drops in a World of Warcraft raid. It's insane. Fantastic. All right, so these are our first 3 male contestants, and we do have 3 females as well, and we'll get them coming up very, very soon. But let's talk a little bit about the guys we have up here. So, Mamacita, you're the expert. I haven't worn a costume since I was like 6. Why don't you ask them a couple of questions, because I don't know what I would ask.
All right. Well, I've already asked you this, but how tall are you, Hades?
I'm 6'2" without the costume, and then once the costume goes on, I have no idea. I can't. Doors are a big problem for me.
Oh, hello. All right, so we're just gonna go with this one. We've got Festive Noir. Everybody give it up for Festive Noir. Next up is Nox, one of the more recent gods or goddesses, complete with the candelabra. And then I think we have one more
Yes, we do.
lurking
have one more.
somewhere out there.
There
she should be
she
coming
is.
soon. She might be hard to see if she's not on stage yet, but she's gonna make her way up here. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Scylla. There you are. She's got the dogs right behind her. Give a little smile and a wave. Everybody give it up for Scylla. Young Scylla. Excellent. So these are our finalists. We've got our top 3 males and our top 3 females. And we do have an honorable mention from yesterday. Everybody give it up for Hinderman's favorite, Giannis. There he is, the master of portals himself. I think Bart has those shoes, actually. Excellent stuff. So, ladies and gentlemen, one more time, give it up for all of our talented cosplayers right now. Excellent. Like I said, a lot of hard work has gone into this. So, at the end of the day, there has to be a winner. So why don't we give it up to the lovely Mamacita and take it away.
All right, so I'm gonna go through each costume individually, take a quick look at it, and, decide the winner. So give me a few minutes, and I'll have your winners in just a moment. I'll be back. All right.
She's always so sassy. That's what she's known for. So we've got private interviews going on. I'll try to cast them as best as I can. I'm gonna give you a play-by-play, all right? All right. Mamacita looking up and down at the Apollo, asking to turn. All right, this is getting weird. Back to the hair, fantastic. The height differential on this one is hilarious. She's about 4 foot nothing. He's 7 feet tall. Works out with the horns.
Yeah.
They're the same height. There you go. All right, she's going to talk to Nox now. She likes the candles. That's actually really impressive. I think she killed all the birds in my town for that dress. And Nox. There you are. Niwa, Nox, Scylla, Hades, Apollo, Uller, and of course, Giannis right here in the back. All right, so have you finally made your decision after 2 days? All right, she said yes, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I got my
to
winners,
that question. Go ahead.
All right, for the female, well, I think we all know who's going to take this. Scylla, congratulations, you won. Do you want to say a quick roar for everyone?
I'm a monster. I'm a monster.
I think the favorite is clear. Thank you very much to Mamacita, to all of our talented cosplayers. And now we have the males.
Yes. For the males, Hades. There we go. Look,
There you
I'm
go.
tall now. All right. And those are our winners for the cosplay competition. Scylla, Hades, you guys want to go on stage and showcase your costume one more time for everyone?
Everybody keep giving it up one more time for young Scylla and old Hades. All right, thank you very much to all of our talented cosplayers and, of course, you guys right here and at home watching all over the world. These cosplayers have put in a lot of work, and this is the result. So thanks again for coming out. You guys are the winners of our cosplay contest at the Smite World Championship 2015. Coming up next, we're going to be bringing you the finals in just a little bit. So stay tuned, and we guys will catch you later.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back
Hi.
to the Alienware Analyst Desk. Of course, that was awesome. I mean, cool, really cool cosplay competition.
Yeah.
It's that Scylla was like the cutest thing.
So I watched them walking through the hall, right, and the parents came together and they were able to show off their little girl in Scylla, and it's amazing too because she's adorable. But the dogs that were made there, they walked in with just her and the elephant, and the dad's walking in holding these 4 dogs, and they have like these Kroger, which is a supermarket here in the southeast, just covering the head. So I just see this weird like dog tentacles with like grocery bag heads on them, just like Scylla. That's it. It's still terrifying.
Yes, absolutely. Of course, guys, as you see there in the corner of the screen, right next to Drybear's forehead, is the timer for the finals here, the grand finals. So excited for this one, folks. It's been a wild ride here.
Yes.
3 days of incredible competition. We just witnessed the consolation matchup between Cog Red as well as SK Gaming. But now let's talk about Cog Prime. Allied, I want to take it over to you. You have a lot of experience with this team. They're very well loved. What is it about Cog Prime that has set themselves apart from everyone else in this competition?
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting situation that you see. I mean, this whole team is fantastic. Megatron on the left side, he's your solo laner. Anderster next to him on the right, that's going to be your jungler. That big grin in the middle is MLC Stealth. Shout out to Scylla, of course, playing a fantastic game there. Jeff Hinla, the support on the right,
No,
and then
Jeff the Sex
Barracuda.
Hinla.
Jeff the Sex Hinla.
Thank you.
And then Barracuda on the right side.
Yeah, I think overall, individually, these players are at extremely high skill, and I am so excited for this matchup because these guys have been playing for so long. I believe, and they've kept the same roster. At the launch tournament, they had Dare to Care, and they switched out from Jeff Hindela, and that's it. They've kept the same roster all the way through, and honestly, I think out of all the players, Jeff Hindela deserves this the most because he has went from, like, back in closed beta, he was known as a support player, played like Ymir, Sobek, etc. And then he was always on bottom tier teams. He just would not be able to compete at the highest level. And here's what I love about Cog, was that they noticed that he had exceptional skill. It's just his team they couldn't do it. They just weren't good enough to actually win. They would get like a couple of high placings every once in a while, but nothing special. And Cognitive Prime was like, here, Jeff Hindela, the Sex, come to us. And that was it. He just became a superstar overnight and became one of the best. They became one of the best teams immediately right after. And I'm so excited for Jeff. Like he's also a really good friend of mine from New York, back where I live, and I just couldn't be happier for him. And overall, I think everyone on the team, as a team synergy thing, they are absolutely amazing, and I want them to do the best they can.
So I want to talk a little bit about MLC Stealth. I mean, we were talking about Scylla earlier. Fantastic play. To you, Simstar, what makes this guy so dominant?
I mean, if I was Titan, the thing is, he picks, Scylla and those kind of gods that you wouldn't really expect to be up against. And I'm not 100% sure if Pretty Prime is comfortable to play against those type of gods. So I think I think they just need to get rid of Scylla, because I don't think Prime plays it. Pretty Prime, that is. So maybe just take it away or ban it, because yesterday he went like 12-0 or some crazy thing like that. It was unbelievable. That guy is a beast.
This is my biggest question. And this is something that I'm sure everyone has either been asking, or after I say it is going to be asking themselves, and their whole brow is going to furl and they're going to wonder what's going on. We'll go to you first, Simstar, and then to you, Allied. Where is Giannis?
Oh, I actually don't know. I expect to see more Giannis play. I'm not sure if maybe they try and go for my more early game oriented gods who are like easier securing, confirming the kills with. Then again, Giannis has great. His early game is not that bad, so I actually don't know. Maybe just favor different things.
I think it's there's better laning phase picks, and the rotations aren't as necessary early game. Considering that, like, Giannis is obviously excels really far in low-level competitions and ranked. I think everyone's like, oh yeah, we gotta ban Giannis. But in these high-level games, as you saw between Cognitive Red and Cognitive Prime, and SK and Titan, there's kills happening, but the rotations aren't as effective. I think Giannis excels at rotating and making sure he gets to the team fight he needs to be, but he suffers in laning phase, and he has a really weak early game until he gets around level 8 or 9. So I think what's happening is these competitive teams are valuing more excelling, because as you saw, like a lot of teams are picking early game comps, but that scale well into mid to late game. So I think Giannis would hinder that, and they wouldn't be able to set up as well, and teams are just overlooking him.
I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, if we just don't see Giannis, period, at this point. I mean, it's at the finals, would you bust out that particular god?
No, I mean, I know for a fact Cognitive Prime is well practiced in Giannis, but I don't think they're going to fit it into their team comps, and frankly, they don't need to. There's a plethora of mid gods available at the highest level that they need, so they have like Agni, Skilla, like everything that McStealth plays. I'm surprised we haven't even seen his famous Zhang Kui mid.
Zhang Kui, that's right. Yeah,
so
definitely a big play for him. Very durable character. We've also seen Industry kind of moving more into those damaging roles in the jungle, so maybe they don't need as much damage. And so, Zhang Kui, they want a little more utility maybe with like the raw picks, or, Scylla's always great. We saw it in the last game where Prime was playing Cog Red. Kronos, of course, Boosh on the side, and he was at 80% HP. I'm a monster, dunked down, and it was just instant shot. So the damage is there, certainly. And, Ally, I feel like you would probably be the best one to talk to you about this, with your experience at Cog Prime. Where's the weak link? And if you're trying to break it apart, where do you start?
On Cognitive Prime, the weak link, it's really hard to say. They all excel. I would say most likely if you can find a counterpick matchup against Omega, you would start there, just because he plays a lot of bruisers, but you could catch him off guard with maybe a weird matchup, maybe like Bakasura versus one of his matchups, take all his buffs, stop his farm a little bit. Omega is always used to being top farm. You make him not top farm, you might see him crack under pressure there. Also, I think camping the dual lane, I know for a fact Bear hates it. He's like, oh man, Weekend's always in my lane, man. I'm like, don't push up, baby. Like, no, but honestly, I think maybe some pressure in the dual lane could work wonders. And then, I mean, Lannister, like, that's the joke. Even though Lannister's been performing well, like, amazingly this tournament, that could also be, like, you stop him in the jungle early, you relieve some of the pressure from some of the lanes. But I don't see any of that happening. I think Cognitive Prime, like, the strong favorite going into the finals.
Well, you made mention of him, right? Lannister, right? We got to talk about him. Another player we have to highlight here for Cognitive Prime as they're coming into this matchup, playing the jungle position for this team. Now check this out. Most assists out of any jungler. I mean, that's incredible, right? And I'm assuming that was in the Smite Pro League, right? Not necessarily this weekend, but, because that would be an absurd amount, but to think like that is a great stat to have. That is what you want to see.
Before this graphic goes away.
Never mind.
At the bottom there, it said that Ailenster actually took the year off to focus on SWC, and that's actually a really cool thing to think about, right? Majority of these players have, they don't have any other engagements. They're 100% focused on this. Now, obviously, with the amount of money that's on the line, there's gonna be a huge payoff there. But there's definitely, air of gravity here. We're going to the grand finals. You're talking about $1.3 million given to the main team, and it's hard to say that that's not a lot. I think people really have to spend some time thinking about it and wondering what's going to be the best thing to do. Honestly, I really wish I had some tea, just some tea time to think about it. Maybe even, something just sustainable, some nice carb gains, some meat, maybe like a burrito possibly that would really do it. Yeah, so, a burrito would really help. Just keeps you going. The carbs give you energy, some ATP, then you relax, right? But you want to represent Smite with that Smite shirt, some Cog Prime going on, and then maybe some dessert to polish it off, right? You want something sweet to polish off your mouth, get that palate rolling. So maybe something like, a nice little shot, some nice creamy dessert, and just keep that running through your mouth. Your palate is extended, and you realize that when it's all said and done, that you really don't know what happened.
All right. So, of course, that is called pro Phil there, by the way, in case you guys don't know. Let's talk more about Andenster. Bring it back just a bit and discuss, the quality of player that this guy is. I mean, just look at the way that he's just constantly focusing down on people, and he's so effective.
Well, he's also super focused, but one thing we should mention about him is he's very invested in the game. And something we saw yesterday, Andenster actually had a lot of trouble dealing with the pressure. He was getting very invested, and his emotions ran high, and he was wondering how he can get back into the game. And so, the stage is now even more amplified than the semifinals. So, you've had a lot of dealings with Andenster yourself, Allied. What is he like as a personality?
I think Andenster's a very soft-spoken person. He's extremely nice, and he's well-mannered. I actually enjoy being around Andenster and his company a lot. In-game, I couldn't tell. I've never teamed with Andenster. I've teamed with Omega and MLC Stealth and Jeff Hindela. But I could not tell you how Andenster is in the competitive scene in voice comms or whatever. But by what I've heard, he's just a very, straightforward. He's very communicative, and he's easy to work with. And I think going into this, I don't think emotions will be a problem. I think Andenster, he's got his head on the right shoulders, and he's ready to go for the finals.
Yeah, it's going to be very fun to see what Andenster brings to the table there in the jungle. But then you got to talk about another amazing player in this Cog Prime lineup, the one and only Barracuda.
Oh.
So Barracuda, obviously a fan favorite here, and lots of excitement out of this young man when he realized, when they got that opportunity, I should say, put themselves in that position to be playing for this sizable amount of money. But what is it about Barracuda in that hunter position? And Allied, I'm going to ask you, and Zimstar, I want you to add on as well. But because you play hunter, what does Barracuda do so well for Cog Prime? How does he fit with this roster?
Usually, you can catch players out. Most players, including myself, they will push up, get caught out. In team fights, you can find yourself out of position. You can get killed. Stuff happens. You fall behind on gold, notably me. It's just, it's not fun, and that doesn't happen to Barracuda. That's the key difference. It just doesn't happen. And that's, the most frustrating part, because he's so amazing.
Simstar?
From what I've seen from Barracuda, he just seems to be, on point, and his reactions are really, really, really fast. We saw a play where Circuit leaped onto him in the lane. He just turned around immediately, hit the impale. As she landed, she didn't even have a chance to use a one. So, he's a monster as well. You have him, everybody in Prime just seems to be on point at the moment.
One of the cool things about this, right, for everyone except for Allied, this very low ping environment that we're seeing here, obviously you had a very extreme situation with super high ping. But, you're talking about, and this is something we kind of in the launch tournament, just to bring it back a bit, back to March 2013, we had a situation where Tyr was one of the highest picked gods in the game at the time because of his ability to lock down characters. We went to the launch tournament where the ping is much lower, you're playing on a local LAN server, and people realized that you can actually beat much